What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know me. Of course, I recorded a video, but as usual, they put out patch notes, so I'm going to push that video back, and we're going to talk about the patch notes now, just so everybody knows ahead of time. If you hear a commentary in the future that might sound a little off, it's because I recorded the video already, and it's a really good one. So again, that might come out around Friday. But guys, we are indeed getting a brand new update today. So obviously, in today's video, I'm going to discuss the patch notes with you guys, showcase why this is such a massive update for, obviously, the overall XDefiant experience, and of course, we will test it out today live on stream as well, so if you guys want to check that out, I will be live over on Twitch at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, so make sure you guys are there, man, exactly at 12 on the dot. We're going to go ahead and hit up this update and see if everything is really good or if it's just, bad, and we will discuss it obviously on a video the next day. But let's go ahead and dive right into the actual patch notes themselves because we have a lot of stuff to go ahead and discuss. Let's start with the gameplay section here. Daily challenges can now directly level up the battle pass, earning up to an entire BP tier if players complete hard challenges. Beautiful. Players now receive notifications for destroying specific enemy abilities, such as spider bots, scrap turrets, mag barriers, etc. They already have one, but I guess it wasn't, obvious enough for more casual players coming in that are fresh, that are trying to learn the game, so maybe they made it a little bit more visual. Next up, previously, players could negate the sway penalty for spamming the crouch button if they held their breath in the game, not IRL. While aiming down the sight, but now fixed. That's pretty funny, man. Thinking of someone holding their breath IRL to hold their breath in game. Oh, man. But again, for anybody who doesn't know about that bug, if you held your breath while crouch spamming, you would not get the weapon sway. So someone could crouch spam nonstop. It will look ridiculous. And again, they wouldn't get any spam sway. Many YouTubers have mentioned this already. Not myself personally, but many other content creators out there have mentioned this bug. So it's good to see that it's finally been addressed and is getting fixed up. Next up, mantling ledges was inconsistently successful when the auto grab ledge option was enabled in settings. Now you can mantle with confidence. Beautiful. And then finally, when transitioning from sprinting to shooting, weapons now shoot only if the player is holding the fire button at the end of the transition. Before, tapping the fire button while sprinting caused the weapon to shoot at the end of the sprint shoot transition, giving the impression that the weapon was firing willy-nilly. Again, overall, I think that these are pretty good, changes here for gameplay. My favorites are definitely the first one, the daily challenges counting towards the battle pass. That's huge for casual players. And of course, the crouch spam exploit, because that was just absolutely ridiculous and once again broke the game with the movement. Moving on to the factions here now. Oh, this is a good one. The Phantoms are getting the nerf, ladies and gentlemen. But let me dive deep into the other factions as well, because these, tuning changes have been phenomenal. First and foremost, the Highwaymen. The Highwaymen scrap turret doesn't track and shoot enemies from behind cover that is taller than the turret anymore. Beautiful, because that was a problem. It was literally tracking people and destroying people through walls and crap that shouldn't be wall bangable. Next up, the GS Commandos. GS Commandos flash shield now flash blinds enemies hunkered behind the mag barrier or AEGIS shield, as well it should. Those things provide damage protection, not eye protection. Perfect. Now you can actually feel a bit more useful while using the GSK shield, although I still feel like it's not the best still, but, again, it's a step in the right direction. Spiderbots were not making any new fans with their uncanny and unintended tendency to meld into stairs and slopes while skittering across graded surfaces, which also granted them immunity from hijacking. All that stuff has been fixed. Once again, perfect, bro. Oh, that is such good news because I love hacking spider bots, but I've noticed this time and time again, if they're on staircases or jumping on platforms, they're like impossible to hack and they just vanish and you can't shoot them. It's very inconsistent. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, the big boy here, the Phantoms. The Phantoms' finer performance points have been tweaked for faction balance. Their movement speed has been reduced 5%. The time it takes for their health to begin regenerating has increased from 4 seconds to 5 seconds, 1 second longer than the regeneration delay of all other factions, and their health heightening harden trait has been reduced from 120 hit points to 115 hit points. Guys, we have waited so freaking long for this. I've waited since the launch of this game to see this Phantom tuning, and I'm so excited to see it in game. And again, I know people are going to complain, but this is nothing. This is nothing. I know a 5% movement reduction seems big, but it truthfully is not. And again, you're getting such an advantage by still having 115 HP. All it's really going to resolve is, having some SMGs and obviously the lower tier, like assault rifles, like the MDR and the LVOAC. Of course, if you don't put a heavy barrel on or a chrome barrel or something like that, if you just leave the base versions, they're a little rough against obviously the Phantoms as well. But now all these guns should feel nice and consistent across the board when engaging with Phantoms, and that is huge. But again, the Phantoms still have 115 HP. They're still going to be winning a lot of gunfights. They still have that advantage. They're just now more of a tankier player. Aches actually put out a good tweet here, responding to someone, talking about how bad this is. But he said, if you had a weapon attachment that gave you an extra 15 HP with the trade-off being -5 movement speed, the same as an extended mag, would you choose it? I know I would. And again, I feel like this is a really good way of putting it because a lot of people are looking at it thinking that this is huge, but in reality, you still have such a massive advantage. You have 15 additional HP over all your opponents. If you are a skilled, good player, you will be able to still win a mass majority of your gunfights, unless, again, your opponent is able to land more headshots or, you slip up and you miss some shots as well. Obviously, there's always going to be things to factor into, having inconsistent gunfights and Phantoms either getting melted or, lasting with their extra health. But at the end of the day, if we're really talking down to the point, if we have two consistent players that never miss shots, and they both hit all headshots, the Phantom is just simply going to win all the engagements. So I think this is a good point because the Phantoms are going to have to play a bit more defensive. They're not going to be able to be as aggro as other, players, but that's fine because they're supposed to be working around the objective. And at the same time, I feel like this movement nerf isn't going to be that bad that it's going to feel like you can't, run around anyways. And you can still probably pull out your sidearm and enjoy yourself. So we're going to be testing that out during the stream today to see if it's a good change or if it's a bad change. But again, I'm curious what you guys think down in the comment section below. Next up, game modes. Now, you guys can read what it is for Bomb, but I don't really care about that. I want to talk about what's at the bottom of the screen there. This is huge because I wanted to make a video about this a while ago. Updated the welcome playlist to ease players into Season 2 with a new list of suggested maps, modes, and an updated player maximum level to 40. This is perfect. This is so big, ladies and gentlemen. Funny enough, I was literally just about to make a video about this. I was just about to make a video stating that with how the game is progressing, there's a lot of hardcore players, right? We have people over 200 like myself. Yeah. Say what you want. I don't care, man. I love this game. I love it to death. We have people over 300. We have a lot of people who have been playing the game for a long time. Personally, I think the level should be extended up. I think it was at 25. I personally thought it should have been extended because, people need a little bit more time to ease themselves into the game before getting, unleashed into the deep end, because the deep end got even deeper, right? With people who've been playing since day one, it's a whole different experience. And honestly, as time goes on and we get into Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, Season 6, and people are leveling up like madmen, maybe even up to maybe 50, 60. I don't think it should ever go above 100 for a welcome playlist, but I think as time goes on, yeah, maybe you should trickle it up here and there just to make it a little bit more welcoming to new players, because it's not fun getting out of level 25 and being thrown to the wolves with people who are level 300 plus, right? It's still very intimidating. So a little bit of extra time in the welcome playlist, I think, will allow players to really settle in, get the hang of the game. Personally, I feel like people really start to understand the idea and, the flow of this game around level 50 to 60. More experienced players are going to pick it up just like that, but if you're a casual, I think around the 50-ish area, 60-ish area is enough playtime to really understand the vibes of the game. So around 40, I think that's decent. You've been able to work your way through the welcome playlist. You had skill-based matchmaking to, tag you along, and then you get thrown into the deep end, and now you can learn some more techniques, and you can, start branching out a bit. So overall, this is absolutely massive, and I'm really happy to hear that they're taking these steps with the welcome playlist. Next up, some weapon changes here. Nothing really too crazy. The AK-47 has a change to the holographic sight to actually make it, correct. And they also did a few things to the skins for the 1911. But what I really wanted to focus here is the Pyroclastic Weapon Mastery skin paint job for the M4A1 no longer covers special magazines, such as Extended Mag, which is consistent with how cosmetic skins cover non-standard magazines on other weapons. Now, this doesn't really answer my question here because the problem is you cannot use the new camo on all the guns besides Season 1 and Season 2 weapons. I didn't see that anywhere in the patch notes, which is really worrying me. And, it is indeed a problem. I know, oh, whoa, JB, look, he's criticizing. Yes, it is indeed a problem if this isn't resolved soonish, because seriously, it's a lot of people who are ready to start working on that grind that still can't access the camos. But seeing that they're saying that it works on the M4 gives me a little bit of hope, because it doesn't, again, the camo doesn't work on anything besides Season 1 and Season 2 weapons. The M4 is just a base gun. So if they're talking about it working on the M4, I'm hoping that it got fixed overall. We, once again, will be testing it out in the patch today. Again, tune into the stream to see if they actually, resolve this issue or not. Next up here, we have for devices in Netcode, again, fixed the bouncing Betty, so you can actually throw it normally. But the netcode changes, that's where this is a really beefy boy, ladies and gentlemen. Reduced by half the time span in which two adversaries can score their final shots, which should reduce the instances of kill trades when two players die simultaneously. Perfect. Again, I was really worried we're going to have to wait another week for this update, but man, oh man, are these developers pumping them out. Again, don't expect weekly updates, ladies and gentlemen. Expect every other week, in my personal opinion. That's probably how it's going to be handled, but I am so thankful that they're pumping these suckers out and they have their priorities completely straight. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Other teams will take ages to go ahead and pick up some of these problems. Honestly, all the teams. I played Halo Infinite, I played Battlefield, I play COD. It would take ages to get some of these things resolved. If they ever dropped a season that had kill trading as bad as it is right now, it would probably take close to a month, a couple of weeks to a month. It literally took about a week or two. Literally, a week and a half. Pretty impressive for a small team that we have here, while also at the same time simultaneously working on all the other problems that are going on within this game. And they have like what, less than 100 people there? Probably not even close. They probably we have no clue, but I mean, seriously, it's not that many people working on this game. So I am very happy and excited to try this out, and this is probably going to be the hugest thing that I test on today's stream is the netcode. This is what I'm most excited about, and I'm going to be testing the living crap out of it. And then, of course, next up, we have some, miscellaneous stuff. If you guys want to read this stuff over, by all means. I don't know if the first one is talking about the black screen that you get when you back out of a match. If that's the case, I'm so happy. That's another thing I'm going to test out, because that's what it reads to me. The loading screen was getting stuck at around 40% for an unreasonable long time after exiting a match, but now it keeps on going. Now, for me personally, it gets frozen before 40%, like sometimes at 10%, 18%, 20%. But still, I mean, this is pretty much up the same alley. Even if it's not 10, 20%, they're still saying if you're stuck at 40% after backing out, I'm assuming that this is around about the same idea. So I'm hoping this is the black screen, but I can't confirm nor deny. Again, we'll test it out today. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this is a beefy boy update. I'm very, 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 very pleased with this one. The other one was pretty tiny, and I was worried that, we were either going to have to wait a while until we got the next update after the tiny one, like a couple of weeks, which was going to be rough, or B, who are going to get an update quickly within the next upcoming week, but it was going to be rushed with very, few amount of changes. I thought, honestly, we were only going to, if we got the update today, I personally thought we were only going to see kill trading. That's it. But guys, it was way more than that. We got kill trading. We got the phantom adjustments. Daily challenges are getting a huge buff. The crouch spam exploit is finally out of the game. One of the worst exploits in the game that's been here for a little while now. It's finally out. The list goes on, guys. This is a really good update, and I'm extremely excited to go ahead and test it out. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys want to check out my live stream, where I'm going to be testing out the new update today, by all means, tune to the stream. I do it over on Twitch, and I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.